My name is Jacob Lee. I'm a student at JTech, and today we'll be talking about ignition and fuel system troubleshooting. Fuel injectors get their ground from the ECM over here. They're always powered through the ignition module fuse. Once they complete the ground over here, it completes the circuit and allows the fuel injectors to spray. To check our fuel injection power supply, we hook a positive lead to one side of the coil and our negative lead over here to the negative terminal. And then we check this is off and this is with the car turned on, so we should receive battery voltage right here. Now we're going to do a sound check to see if we can hear the fuel pump priming. We're going to turn the ignition and listen for the fuel pump to prime. And we did hear it priming. Now we're going to do a sound test to see if the injectors are priming. We're going to stick one side over here on the injector, and then we're going to listen on the other side. And it does prime. So now we're going to do our resistance check. We're going to insert these special adapters into the actual injector so that we can check the load. And what we see now is 12.9 ohms, which is good. Now we're going to do the Noid test. So you're going to plug the light bulb into the back of the injector, and then when you turn the car on, every time the injector pulses, it's going to flash the light. And that's how it works. Now we're going to do a fuel pressure check. So we've plugged into our fuel rail here, and we turn the key to the on position to get the fuel lines primed, and now we're sitting at just above 50 psi. Now we're going to show you how to do a fuel injection test with this tester here. That is our current fuel pressure. What we're going to do is we're going to press this button right here, listen for it to click, and that's how we'll know that the injector is good. Fuel pressure now, so we know this injector is good. Now we're going to do the spark test. We unplug an injector, we plug in our spark tester, connect it to a ground, and we make sure that it has enough voltage to spark across the coil. So now we're checking for power at the coil. On this vehicle, we back pinned in to the brown wire. We've got our negative lead connected to our ground, and we're going to go ahead and check here. And with our multimeter, it comes up to 11.5 volts. So we are good with power at the coil. We are checking the ground path to the coil. We've got our back pin over here in the black wire, which is the correct wire. We've got our ground lead over here on a good ground. We're going to go ahead and put our DMM on the ground side, and we should read a very low reading of 1.5 millivolts. So now we're going to check the signal wire at the coil using an oscilloscope. So we've got the back pin over here into the third wire in, which is going to be our signal wire. And then we're going to go ahead and cut the car on, and we're going to check and see if it has signal. And it does, so we're all good. So we see here that our black wire is going to be our ground. It comes right down here to the right rear of the engine block. We have here our brown wire, which is the other side of the coil. We have the orange wire, which is our signal, and our pink wire over here, which comes down and goes all the way over into here for the power. This concludes my video on ignition and fuel system testing.